This is WMBF News Today at 5:30.
You know, there are laws to protect you when you take out one of those payday loans here in the Palmetto State, but we're digging deeper into why too many people still find these loans only push them deeper into despair. And if traffic in your morning commute is a nightmare, we've got news that could give you a much smoother ride. Plus, on the other end of the phone could be a thief planning to steal your money. Why two local sheriffs are now sounding the alarm.
But first, we've got temperatures ranging from 38 degrees all the way up to 52. So a wide range of wake-up weather for us. 52 in Myrtle Beach, then a short drive into Conway, 45 degrees. Chilly in Marion, sitting at 43. But the coldest spot on the map right now, Laurinburg, at a pretty brisk 38 this morning. So pretty chilly as you head inland, as expected. Now we are clear, and with clear skies and fairly calm winds this morning, we could even see the 50s in Myrtle Beach drop down to the upper 40s by around 7 o'clock this morning before they start to rebound. And they will rebound fairly quickly. We're going to look at 58 by 9 o'clock this morning, a light northeast wind. By 11 o'clock, that northeast wind shifts to the southwest with lots of sunshine, and we warm into the low 60s. I'll have your afternoon highs coming up in just a bit.
No weather issues to tie you up, and I've got news for you. No accidents this morning either. Really off to a good start. You can see the green on the map here means that everyone is driving smoothly and at top speed this morning from SCDOT. And you can see it on our cameras. I-95, we're not any issues out there this morning. As you guys head to Aner on 501, shouldn't run into any issues there, even through Conway. We're just seeing a couple cars passing through. It's that typical morning commute for you guys this morning. I'm really not noticing any issues on the road. 17 at the back gate also looks great at this time. And of course, I'm going to keep an eye on the roads, and I'll have another update for you in about 10 minutes, but you can always follow us on Twitter at WMBF Traffic. Mandy?
Thanks, Jenna. Well, I'm continuing to follow breaking news out of Falls Church, Virginia, right now where there's an active shooter situation. Let's go straight to a live look of the scene just outside the Inn of Fairfax Hospital. There you can see police outside the hospital. Fairfax County Police tweeted a prisoner in custody of a private security guard escaped from the hospital armed with a gun. Agencies are searching the area for the inmate. He's only wearing a hospital gown. NBC reports the SWAT team is on the ground, heavy police presence. Police, as you can see, have blocked the entrance to the hospital. All entrances are blocked. Several intersections have been closed. Officers reportedly have guns drawn. There are unconfirmed reports that they are going room by room inside the hospital searching for that escaped inmate. I'm staying on top of this, and I'm searching for more details for you right now. David?
All right, Mandy, thanks for that update. 3 people facing attempted murder charges after a shooting near Loris. Horry County police say it all started with an argument at Red Bluff boat landing. The victim told police that he left the area with his girlfriend's Kayla Boswell's cell phone. Later, he agreed to meet Boswell and return that phone. Police say she came back with 2 men, Jamie Hardwick and John Skinner. That's when he says someone fired shots at him while he was in his car. An attempted abduction case in Carolina Forest is now closed after Horry County police learned it never happened. The 2 boys had claimed a man lured them into his car with candy and that they jumped out when the car stopped. Investigators looked at security video from the area and they saw the boys getting into a car. They were then dropped off very calmly at an amenities center there. Later, the 2 were seen playing basketball. The boys told officers they didn't want to get into trouble with their parents for getting a ride with a neighbor, so they told their parents they were abducted. But Horry County police are still investigating another attempted kidnapping. An 11-year-old girl told her parents that a silver Impala drove up to her on Sunday afternoon while she was playing outside on Whetstone Lane. A witness told officers it looked like the driver tried to say something to the little girl. She got scared and ran back to her home. Right now, a family is hoping you can help them find a missing loved one. 34-year-old Fabian Dozier hadn't been seen since Sunday afternoon. Officials with Florence County Sheriff's Office say a deputy stopped Dozier for a traffic violation on Pamplico Highway. While the deputy was doing a license check, Dozier ran into the woods. Police weren't able to find him, but a friend says Dozier did call him later to ask for a ride, but he hasn't been heard from since. It's important to note that Dozier is not wanted by the Florence County Sheriff's Office. If you see him, please call authorities. If you're strapped for cash and need some right away, Payday Loans claim to provide that service. But leaders at the federal and state level say these companies don't have your best interest in mind. Katrina Helmer is live on Kings Highway for us once again in Myrtle Beach. Katrina, new federal regulations are in the works, but what are local payday loan companies saying about more regulation?
Well, I went out yesterday to find out what, if any, regulations our local payday and title loan companies follow. Most managers did not want to talk to me, but I did find one local branch manager who, she did speak to me. She did not want to go on camera, but she told me that they take the laws very seriously to protect their customers and their money.
If you can't afford it now, what makes you think you're going to be able to afford it next week? ×2.
Right now, payday and title loan companies are regulated on a state level. The local branch manager of a title loan shop in town tells me that in the state of South Carolina, you are only allowed one loan at a time. And once you pay it off, you have to wait one full day before you can hop to another place to get another loan. That goes for the first 7 loans you get. You have to wait a full day before requesting another one. Once you've made 7 loans, then it goes to a 2-day hold. The most in South Carolina that a payday loan is allowed to hand out is $550 at a time. President Obama is requesting that the limit be set at $500 flat with a 60-day cooling off period before you could take out another loan.
Anytime it's get money quick, you're capturing those that are in desperate need right now. And those people aren't going to plan because they're making a reactive decision in the moment as opposed to carefully thinking out, is this realistic or not?
Now, here's something you need to take into consideration. The Better Business Bureau tells me that it is not unheard of to find a payday loan interest rate of 500% APR. So that means if you take out $1 over the course of a year, if you let that loan ride out, you're not just paying back $1, you're paying back $6. So that interest rate is definitely something you need to take into consideration before you take out that loan and sign on that dotted line. Reporting live in Myrtle Beach, Katrina Helmer, WMBF News.
Katrina, thank you for that. The Horry County Sheriff's Office wants you to know about a scheme to trick you out of cash. They posted a warning on their Facebook page just last night. It says a man or woman could call you. They claim that you need to wire them cash for not responding to jury duty or you'll be arrested. Officials say do not send the money. And a similar warning from the Georgetown County Sheriff's Office. Representatives say someone is claiming to work for them, that department, and making calls to get your cash. The caller will say that you have an outstanding warrant and need to transfer money to a specific account. The Sheriff's Office wants you to know that they never make calls to collect fines. Never. They also say contact them if you get one of these calls, but certainly don't transfer the money. An update for you now about changes that could be coming to roads you use every day. The Ride 3 Committee has already set aside nearly $300 million to improve some of the busiest roads here in Horry County. Some of the projects recommended include widening Carolina Forest Boulevard to add lanes and traffic signals. Forest Brook Road could also see an expansion. Another major project that would help alleviate congestion is the planned expansion of Highway 501 all the way from Myrtle Beach to Conway. That project would include additional lanes and intersection improvements.
Other earmarks they got for widening like 501, these are all things that are way past due, and I'm glad they're moving on them.
We're all glad they're moving on it. The committee will need to vote on the road improvement projects for North Myrtle Beach and Loris before all those projects can be finalized. The projects also have to be approved by the Horry County Council before moving forward. To see the full list of other projects, approved projects, you can head to WMBFnews.com. This story is under the Local tab. A new sign shows the progress at the Radical Ropes Adventure Park opening in Myrtle Beach. It will feature zip lines for adults and kids. The property owner and the city will go over the final revised design plans for this week. Right now, crews are focusing on getting the building up. Construction delays have pushed back the opening date to June 15th. Radical Ropes is on Kings Highway between 17th and 19th Avenues South. Work to prepare for a major art display and competition is happening now in Lake City. You know this one, Artsfield. It begins April 24th. It runs through May 2nd. Over the next 2 weeks, teams will hang or secure some 400 pieces of art, ranging from paintings and photography to sculptures and 3D displays. You'll be able to see the art in 35 different places, including small businesses, right along Main Street. Local leaders say Artsfield brings in thousands to the area, giving businesses and restaurants a real boost there. The final reading for the controversial dredging project in North Myrtle Beach will be next Monday, April 6th. City Council will consider an ordinance to establish a special assessment district for the proposed Cherry Grove dredging project. That meeting is scheduled for 7 p.m. at City Hall, North Myrtle Beach. If it passes, the property owners along the canal will get notice of just how much they will owe for that project. The city's two-part project includes 2 dredges over 10 years at a cost of about $16 million. We are now less than 24 hours away from a deadline for the U.S. and 5 other nations to reach an agreement over Iran's nuclear program. And according to the Obama administration, there's only a 50% chance of it ever happening. Tracy Potts now with more from Washington.
Can a deal be reached today?
This is new video this morning of what may be America's last chance to keep Iran from building a nuclear weapon. Everyone's at the table, the U.S., Britain, France, China, Russia, Germany, and Iran. To sell this deal, Iran needs to go home with relief from UN sanctions. The world is making money selling oil. Iran wants to get back in the game. Secretary of State John Kerry needs to assure a skeptical Congress there are enough tight restrictions on Iran's uranium.
They're not going to make it a partisan issue.
Tonight's midnight deadline comes after Iran said no to shipping some of its nuclear fuel to Russia.
I think you have to assume the worst, that here's an attempt either to weaken the U.S. position or to preserve a capability that's certainly not in the interests of the United States.
The issue, can Iran be trusted to dilute that fuel on its own?
It can't be based on trust. It has to be based on verification.
If there's no deal today, Congress has already made it clear Iran could face more sanctions. Now, they can push that deadline if they're close to a deal. In a new Washington Post poll, more than half of Americans, 56%, said they want to see this agreement. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
New details this morning after a deadly shooting at the National Security Agency's campus in Fort Meade, Maryland. Authorities aren't saying yet why 2 men dressed as women tried to enter that campus, but we do know that it started when an agency officer gave the driver instructions for safely leaving the area, but the driver didn't listen. That's when barriers were put up. Officials say the driver then accelerated toward an NSA police vehicle blocking the road, and that police then shot at the car. 1 person inside that car died. The other was hospitalized. 1 police officer was also injured. In consumer news this morning, the price of the most expensive SUV is going up again. Land Rover unveiled a new high-end Range Rover. It features a 550 horsepower V8 engine, a beverage chiller compartment for rear seat passengers, and power deployable tables. You can get all that and more for just under $200,000. And we may be seeing a few competitors for the most expensive SUV title very soon. Lamborghini, Jaguar, Bentley, Maserati, and Rolls-Royce all planning ultra-luxury SUVs. Once thought of as the ultimate American luxury car, the Lincoln Continental is making a comeback. Take a look. Ford is reviving the old Lincoln Continental as its top-of-the-line luxury sedan. The new model has a reclining back seat, smart glass that actually becomes shaded with the tap of a finger. Ford hopes the classic name will help rebuild the brand's image in the U.S. and in China, of all places. The last Continental was made in 2002. A painful foot condition has kept many women from being able to wear and walk in the shoes they want comfortably. We'll show you an important implant giving them a lot of relief.
And I already have my eye on the holiday weekend. I'll let you know what to expect in those Easter egg hunts.